I really wanted to give Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, the Prime Minister of the UK, well, a chance. But I don't know if I can now. Quite frankly, I'm very disappointed. It's bad enough, obviously, with the winter fuel payments, etc., etc. But this is just, it's very disappointing. Feels like a poke in the eye. A poke in the eye of, well, the youngsters, really, because this is who it really affects. And they voted for the Labour Party as a whole. I think this is a big mistake. I really do. Now, the EU are comparing Keir Starmer with the Tory party. It's not very impressive, is it? No. These are future voters who are going to feel a little bit, how to put it, let down by Keir Starmer. Now, many of us already do feel let down by Keir Starmer. I still wanted to give him a chance because it's early days and the situation is pretty dire in the UK. Now, the Tories might try to bluff and bluster their way through, but all they've been doing is basically borrowing money. Now, it looks like now we're actually going to be borrowing money or guarantoring money for the rebuilding of Ukraine as well. Which, don't get me wrong, I think is probably quite a good idea considering that gives us favour. And since we're outside of the European Union, looking to the future might be quite a good idea because, quite frankly, Ukraine is likely to be joining the European Union. It might be handy to have them on our side. But this doesn't look very good regarding Brussels questioning whether or not Keir Starmer really wants a Brexit reset. And I think it's clear now that he doesn't. Because this was a no-brainer. It really was. It'd benefit the UK and the young, under 30s in the UK. It probably could actually then cross over to the bands and what have you as well. Could be a bit of a stepping stone. But Keir Starmer said no. The EU officials and diplomats, they say, when push comes to shove, the new UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is much like the Tories on Europe. What is he frightened of? Is he really that frightened of the Red Wall? Those who voted for Brexit back in 2016, those who voted for Boris Johnson just to get Brexit done. His oven-ready deal. That's his oven-ready. He's bringing out the frozen turkey the day before Christmas. Such a mistake, this is. It really is. So, Keir Starmer says he wants to reset Britain's relationship with Europe. But 2 months into his premiership, the EU is starting to wonder if he really means it. EU officials and diplomats have told, this is from the Politico, and they are increasingly doubtful that beyond warm rhetoric, the new UK Prime Minister is all that keen on walking back into the Brexit breach with Europe. He basically just doesn't want to discuss it. Starmer's swift rejection of EU priorities such as establishing a youth mobility scheme and rejoining the Erasmus exchange programme has gone badly in European capitals and has taken a toll on early optimism about the new British government. Obviously, they laid down 10 areas that need to be looked at if there was any Brexit reset or not even a reset, but any negotiation at all. Softening, improving the relationship. Now, the EU has already started legal proceedings. Actually, they started over 2 years ago, but they've, kicked it back into, or pulled it out the long grass. And they're now taking the UK to court because they haven't implemented the Trade and Cooperation Agreement in full anyway. And now this, or that. Now, back in, I think it was April or May time, when was this? This was April. Free movement for young British people again. So it says post-Brexit Erasmus. EU proposes free movement for young British people again. So British people can travel all those member states for 6 years. It's a youth visa. It's not permanent, it's a youth visa. Obviously, the door would swing both ways, but we benefit from it. Our universities benefit from it. The universities are crying out for European students because they pay more money. But no. Keir Starmer said, not on your Nelly. What a fool. It feels like such a mistake. It really does. I don't know what he's thinking. I just don't. Well, I do know what he's thinking. He's just scared. He's scared of peeing off his new base. Well, let's be fair. Keir Starmer was lent the vote by many people just to get the Tories out. You know, tactical voting and all that. So, after the United Kingdom left the EU's Erasmus programme, which is basically an student exchange programme, after Brexit in 2020, into the transition period, the European Commission now wants to open negotiations to allow free movement for millions of 18 to 30-year-olds for exchanges again. Well, this was turned down by the Tory party, and now has been turned down by Keir Starmer of the Labour Party. This is such a mistake. So, with decreased post-Brexit mobility between the EU and the UK, particularly affecting young people's opportunities to go on exchanges. So the proposal would now partially reverse one of Brexit's most controversial elements, the right to live in each other's countries without a visa. And all this has done is poke the eyes of our young in the UK, especially those who aren't wealthy. Obviously, people who've got the old Wonga, they can do what they blooming well like. They've got the money, honey. They have. So, I think this is going to backfire on Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, or anyone who supports this idea, because I think it's madness. How the hell are we supposed to prosper in the future if we turn our backs on, well, the young of the UK, but also fresh blood from the EU? We're talking mainly about students and what have you doing exchange programs. We're talking about people with flippin', brains. Not the Tommy Robinsons of the world, no. We're talking about people who we can benefit from. We've already got a brain drain in the UK. Our banking sector's getting sucked dry. Our science has been sucked dry. This is madness. This is just madness. I'm sorry for those who are sycophantical towards Keir Starmer, but I think this is a major mistake. It really is. And it's not, a step closer back into the European Union, because it isn't. We're not going to be rejoining the European Union anytime soon, sadly. It's too complicated, and we're nowhere near ready or prepared to do so. We've got trade deals all over the place that contravene, basically stops us from being able to even issue Article 49, let alone the fact that our national debt is way too high. It's way over 60% because it's pretty much 100%. So we don't comply with the Copenhagen criteria. So the idea that we're just going to walk straight back in is for the birds. It will take decades. It's probably going to take 10 years just for flipping Ukraine to join. So there you go. Very disappointed, you can probably tell, in Keir Starmer. I had high hopes, but I was wrong. I had high hopes when he just became the leader of the Labour Party. Yes, he got the party through, over the hurdle. But for what? Over the hurdle, the finish line. Over the finish line to be the leading party of the United Kingdom. Like I say, for what, though? Cutting winter fuel allowance for people who are barely scraping through. I understand it needs some sort of means testing because people are getting it and you shouldn't be getting it, quite frankly. People have too much money. It's the same with child benefit. As people got too much money and they're still getting child benefit. If you're gonna... Oh, dear me. I don't know. You tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below. I am very frustrated. to say the least. Just see things going, or getting worse, to be fair. Anyway, please beat that like button and maybe subscribe to the channel, and maybe that little little bell, or sort of like and subscribe, and maybe that little bell icon, because then you get a warm fuzzy feeling in your pocket, maybe. I've got to say, oh, not him again, every time I upload another video. And I do occasionally go live as well. Anyway, we're doing a rewilding here in France, basically for the little, mainly for the mammals and what have you, and the birds and stuff. So, if you want to take part of that, there's a GoFundMe link down below if you want to have a tree, and I'll make a sign to go with the tree, your name, I'll remember your loved one, or just your name if you like, or even, newborn even. Anyway, it's time for me to go, because I toodaloo, so toodaloo. Dear. Whatever next day.